Hail and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So let's make progress on the new campaign, Mountain of Flame. This is upcoming with Module 29, July the 16th. This week we can reach milestone 2 and see all what we can unlock. And yes, indeed, triple stat enchantments, which are technically best in slot. We'll cover them later. So we just need 10 more currency and we'll go and hand in these 2 repeatable quests. I already done a whole bunch of other repeatable quests. We could get 2 weeklies done from this guy and the rest were all just 10 singles in order to get the 100. But with that we can now claim our free 500 trade bars. It's actually pretty decent. If you spend that on a discount, that's like 250 upgrade tokens. And they did add some, again, new additions to the trade bar store with regards to companions, including even the Neverwinter Knight and Tutor, Black Death Scorpion. But they're pretty expensive and we covered them earlier. I'd like them to reduce the prices, but we'll see. Keep in mind you can get 20% discount off those. But we can continue our storyline, getting the quest, Storied Past. This will lead us to the Historian, completing that, and he gives us 2 new quests, History of Hotnow and Flames of War. We check the map, and indeed we now have to go to this second area. We simply have to interact with these like tablets and also kill off these fire archons, and that will complete both those quests. We can't just follow our sparkly line. That leads us to the next history tablet. Kill the enemies there, and we continue on. We got our 3rd relic, and now we still need to get carvings. We'll kill these guys as we pass them by, and here we find one of our carvings. Oh well, they jumped us. Just kill them, and actually get the carving. There we go. We'll do the rest. Quests completed. We'll head back this way, handing in the quests, and he should give us another Fireguard Fortress. Oh yes, I remember this one. It's a mini dungeon. We enter in here. We need to slay General Ignazar. So let's find him. Run into some archons. Kill them. And more here. And let's just bring them all to the end of the dungeon. Let's walk as far as we can go. They can just follow me. I remember you could do this in quite a lot of the older mini zones, mini dungeons. Yep, we got to this lever in this room, so we're going to have to kill everything so we go out of combat. Come to me. These little archons are just going to sit back here. Well, they're all dead in one hit, and so are they. Well, that was easy. Interacting with the lever brings up the platform, and we can jump over here. Cool. Again, we'll just kite all of them, because why not? Come follow me. We do have this magma elemental, magma brute. He can follow too. We can head into this cavern. That's pretty cool. And we have a fire giant. Hello there. Okay, I have to interact with the lever. So let's let everything catch up here. Come to me. Come to me. Is that everybody? Start killing them then. HP these guys have, not much. They're all dead, and the guys back here are dead too. Interacting with the lever brings down this platform. Cool. We can jump up onto it and just get over this way then. Oh, you're just spawning in now. We'll head up here, then head up here some more. Yep, they're all following. Okay, we get to a gate where it's probably the boss, so we'll have to fight everything here. Come to me. We'll fight all of you. And goodbye. Oh, he's still alive. Well, not for long. He's gone. And we can get through the door. We come to our boss, General Ignazar. Can I walk on this? I actually can. We have to... Do we have to interact with the lever? We do. We need to bring down this platform so we can actually get to him. So let's just kill everything here. Goodbye. Then we interact with the lever. those platforms come down. Good stuff. Let's just generate a little bit of divinity. And let's go kill him. Oh, I forgot to actually summon my companion. That's not so good. I had him dismissed so I could look better at the intro. But we got through all of that very easily. And that is it. That's the mini dungeon. We can now head back. Completing the quest, we do not get any more. He wants us to get to the 4th milestone. Well, we'll go and check the other guys. He will now actually give me the weekly quest. Good stuff. Going into the Shadow Cavern and also the Fortress. That means we will have 4 weekly quests at week 2. That is awesome. You're going to have one is activities, one is heroics, one is going into the Shadowfire Chasm, and the other the Fortress. So it means you can pretty much stop doing the little quests as soon as you get to this milestone 2. So you just have to get through 2 weeks of them. That's decent. And then, yeah, storyline will only continue once we get to the 4th week. And he will, yeah, give us some more repeatable quests in the 2nd area. So now you'll have 2 sets of repeatable quests. 2 from her and 2 from him. And we'll probably end up with a 3rd set for this area when we do get to the 4th milestone. That's it for the campaign, the quests. So pretty short, to be honest. But what we do unlock in the campaign then, we can check the store. And we can now purchase this choker and this girdle. This is the neck and the waist pieces to go with the artifact, creating a set. But to be honest, guys, I would just avoid it and not buy it. Even if you're a newer player, that's 150,000 astral diamonds for each of these pieces. Another 100,000 for the artifact, which you'd then have to go and upgrade. I just wouldn't buy the neck and the waist. You can get far better ones just for even cheaper than that on the auction house, or just from other campaigns for absolutely nothing, for free. The only reason to get it is for the quick 2,800 item level per piece. The artifact, though, people will want to go for, but it's the 4th milestone you have to get to. And the reason being is simply to use a secondary, and it'll probably be good for multi-target damage too, because it has that effect there, giving you 22% damage buff for 10 seconds and dealing a bit of damage. But ultimately, it has 1,800 item level, which just makes it best in slot for maxing out your item level. But other than that, in the store, we do unlock the weapon here. We can purchase the offhand weapons for any of the classes. We do just miss these relics, which you'll get from doing your lockdown event, the fire giant lockdown. You can see it's activated right here and now. We'd have to go and kill these guys. I showed in a previous video me doing it on the rogue. I can solo them on the rogue, but it just takes forever on the paladin because they lack single target damage, so I have not been doing it. But yeah, we could buy the offhand for now. The main hand, if we want to save up and buy that, unfortunately still needs us to get to the 5th milestone. So you won't be able to get the set until then. And the set is pretty decent. It's probably something I would go for if you're a newer player and don't fancy going to the North Dark Reaches, which also does require 50,000 item level. So if you're much newer, rather than waiting until then and getting like your Stormforged weapons here, you could just pick up these ones for the time being. And even you could just use them instead of the Stormforged weapons until you get something better from, say, advanced Imperial Citadel. But moving on, we then have the enchantments. We don't unlock anything else. We have these new triple stat enchantments. All you need to buy them are these trinkets and these coins, along with some seals of the Spider God. So very simply, campaign currency. You get both currencies just by doing your questing. One, sure, has a weekly cap of 100 and the other is infinite. You just get both while doing each of these quests. So this is the Amolite, and it's going to give power, combat advantage, and crit strike. That's offense. For defense, it's going to give defense, awareness, and crit avoidance. And for utility, it's going to give control bonus, control resistance, and incoming healing. This makes it a very, very good enchantment for damage dealers for offensive stats and tanks as defensive stats. On top of that, we'll purchase it and we can get this thing upgraded to Mythic, and you can see just how many more stats it's going to give than a traditional enchantment, like an Amethyst 2700, Garnet 2700. All these single stats have 2700 rating points, and these are gonna have more. So you have your normal upgrade progress here. Recommend just using some preservation wards here and try until success. You can throw in a green moat here if you had it, and it should only take you a few tries. And yeah, we got it first try. Then 5% as well, I would throw in a green moat here to get 6%. Use preservation wards here, and then try until success. We get it after 16 attempts, which is pretty decent. And from here, 0% upgrade chance. We just use a coal moat, and then to Mythic another coal moat. And from here, we have to make it account wide. However, you can go and still sell it if you want to. Make some extra diamonds off that. And you can already see it's got a lot of ratings there. But in order to compare exactly versus Celestial, let's get that thing upgraded. So as per normal, we have to go here to the trade in, and we have to go and trade that in there, and then we should be able to claim it back at the top, our Amolite, and then it's bound but account wide, and we can then upgrade it to Celestial. We go ahead and do so, just another coal moat, and now we can see the amount of stats it gives. So it's got 1080 power, 1080 combat advantage, and 1080 crit strike. So you can already see it's got 3240 stats versus these single stat ones only having 2700. Ultimately, that's what makes them best in slot, because they give 540 extra rating points over traditional single stat enchantments. However, will I be switching to these? No. Even though they're technically best in slot, because using 4 of these does net you over 2000 additional rating points, I don't think it's worth it. It's an extra cost to get them initially, and then it is just a massive waste if you already have a set on Celestial. Sure, if you're like a newer player and don't yet have maxed out enchantments, you could run these, but you will be on your own with regards to balancing your character. I'm going to make builds, and I'm still going to stick to these traditional single stat ones. The small rating gain is not really worth the overall cost, and especially not worth for me to switch from using the single ones. So I'm not gonna do it, guys. I'm staying with single stats, and I'm gonna balance my characters and make builds with them. There is no need to have the little bit extra ratings that these can provide, even though they're technically the best options. Now, the other enchantment that you can get, we can see the stats it would give you. It's power, crit strike, crit severity, so very good for damage dealers and healers. And then for tanks, it's awareness, critical avoidance, and defense. That's okay for tanks, particularly when you have like defense rating maxed out already. Then you probably don't need the defense from Amolites, and having deflect there as your dump stat is okay. And then for utility, it's got forte, incoming healing, and outgoing healing. None of these are great for utility stats because you don't need control bonus, you don't need control resistance, and so you're just better off with a single stat that's going to give you, in most cases, forte for damage dealers, cobalts for the incoming healing on tanks, and then jades for the outgoing healing on healers. That's generally the best way to go. So you wouldn't use those as utility enchantments, but that is ultimately it. Oh, and except we do also unlock the new dungeon, the Lair of the Mad Dragon. Well, it is a returning dungeon, but updated with new mechanics, and the bosses will definitely behave differently. But we can now buy the key for that, which, yeah, does translate to unlocking the new dungeon. And you will be able to get a head start pack like before, most likely, to get to this milestone, second milestone, instantly. Because you'll buy the head start pack, it'll give you the progress points for that, allowing you to unlock the dungeon day one and start farming that. There will be some gains to do so, because the dungeon will actually drop, as we can see from the collections at least, unbound the artifact set, the mythic ones here with the artifact. Unfortunately though, it also drops in advanced, so it will very quickly become a super cheap set. But there's always going to be, for some reason, players who want to obtain it day one, and they'll pay a premium for it. It's kind of silly. Just wait, guys. Wait a few weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month even, and you can purchase this for as little as less than 100,000 per piece, including the artifact. Unless the devs do the somewhat smart thing by making it so that it only drops unbound in master, and in advanced it drops bound. Meaning, if you're at the advanced level, you are incentivized to actually play the content to obtain it, or if you're impatient, you could purchase it from other players off the auction house. And I think there is no problem with that. They can give good loot for advanced content, but have it bound. And then in the master content, if you're just going to be putting that same loot anyway, then they could have it unbound, allowing people to skip the advanced content and get like the item level to unlock new content, to unlock master content, by just buying it from the auction house straight away. And I think that would fit everybody. Feel free to let me guys know what you think, because if the item is just unbound in advanced, it's worth nothing, which is, I guess, fine for a newer player who wants to pay to skip, because then they basically don't have to pay anything. It should be just a few thousand Astral Diamonds. Have a look at the price of right now the new Zealous Blast Scepter. That is dropping unbound from advanced and master, the new Imperial Citadel dungeon, and it's like 5,000 Astral Diamonds. That's absolutely nothing. So there's no point running master to obtain it, because yeah, you may as well just run advanced to obtain it, and thus there's no point running master content. That's been the problem as of recent. There is absolutely zero incentive to run the latest dungeon, other than get your gear, do the achievements, and that's probably like 1 or 2 weeks of playing the game, and then you're bored. If there was at least like some Astral Diamonds to be earned, then we would totally be more incentivized to actually play for a few weeks more, and if there still retains some Astral Diamonds to be earned, we'll play for even a few more months until the next module. It was like that with previous content where you can actually earn some Astral Diamonds. Just look at like the Master Tiamat trial. That can be played to earn this tank set to make Astral Diamonds. Not everybody can play the dungeon because you have to get to the master level, and so it retains a decent price. Same with the Xemnit's Reliquary artifact and set. The pieces do sell because it's high item level along with the artifact, but not many people can run the dungeon, and so it retains a decently high price. If we have something like that, at least for the newer dungeon, that would help, versus what we had with Moondancer and we had with the Imperial Citadel dungeon. Absolutely nothing, so we got our loot and we left, and we just went to play something else after a week or two because we got bored and there was nothing to do. No currency to farm. Earning Astral Diamonds is infinite. People won't be happy if they have 1 million. They won't be happy if they have 100 million. They won't be happy if they have 1 billion. They'll always want more. That's just how it is. Anyway, just a bit of a, I guess, rant, but I felt the need to put it out there, and it is totally a concern that I completely understand, and I feel it too, with the current state of endgame in Neverwinter. There is kind of nothing to do once you complete the achievements in the new dungeon and get the loot you need. But ultimately, thanks for watching. Many thanks to all of these channel members for your extra support, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.